So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So, in this meditation session, we mainly share some basic informations for yourself to give some principles and guidelines to establish and develop a very good spiritual foundation. So let me get connected with the other network. Then we're ready to start the session for today. So you can be comfortable yourself. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to become very clear with the practice we do here. So, when it comes to meditation, one of the things we have to question ourselves, why we have to practice meditation. So the meditation is a method to purify our mind, our thoughts. So why we have to purify our thoughts? Because in this very moment, what we think or whatever come to our mind, not 100% correct. Everybody need to remember that. So whatever we know, whatever we think, not 100% correct. There is something we missing. There are two things that we have to understand. So the one is the information we gather from the outside world. And that is a 50% of our life. Another one is there are deeper emotional, sensual desires with the self-centered mind that we go through. So that is a 50% of our life. This 50-50 sometimes, and according to the repetition, can change. As example, if you start to repeat more the information you gather from the outside, and then it start to go from 50 to whatever the amount, that whatever the duration that you repeat that information, then it's going to become stronger. And at the same way that if you disconnect from that and start to go with the deeper emotions and the desires with the self-centered mind, and sometimes you don't need that anything that from the outside world, any information, but yourself, you start to create things. So in the very beginning, we have to balance this both. Remember that even though we don't know much about life, even though in this very moment we don't know things for 100%, that whatever you do, or whatever the life that you go through, not a failure. So that is one thing, because when you are in the journey of fulfillment, when you are in the journey of liberation, each and every moment giving you an opportunity or possibility to accept the next moment rather than repetition. So that is where the energy arises in you. So what is the energy mean? When there is from possibility to actuality, if you can transform, that transformation creates the energy from possibility to actuality. But in between this, there is a time period. In that time period, that transformation happen with the awareness. If the awareness is lost, what will happen? Whatever the possibilities going to drop on the way, it cannot become actuality, and then your energy going to drop. That so another thing is your awareness going to drop, and then another way we call it the failure. So we go through this failure, and that's why we need the faith. That's why we need teachings. That's why we need practice. That's why we need techniques. When you play any kind of sports, why you go and learn from a coach? Why you need a coach? Because what you know is not enough. And even though you know so much things, sometimes there are blind spots we can't see. So the same thing happened within us now. How about when it comes to your own mind, you become like a coach for your own thought. So before you get into action, how about your awareness, your consciousness become kind of like a coach and watch how everything works properly. So that ability, in the beginning, it takes time. Right away, you can't. That's why you have to be patient. And that's why you have to keep continue. So that's why you need some kind of interference again and again to develop it in you. So then by the time that there is a possibility for you to transform yourself to more higher level, more higher consciousness, more higher vibration. So it become actuality. So on the way, that one of the major hindrances is the laziness. That laziness means no energy. And it happens, the laziness happens when you drop the awareness. When there is no awareness, right away laziness comes there. So the awareness is one of the key skill that as a human being you can develop. So only the human being has ability to cultivate this awareness. No other animal can do that. You are the only one can cultivate it, develop it. So, like farmers, if you give, if for a good farmer, if you give a very raw land, what will happen? The farmer knows how to make it a very beautiful farm. So, like that, just imagine yourself that as who you are, maybe it already developed with the greed, hatred, and the delusion, and with full of ignorance. Just imagine like that. So then, can you transform that to more higher level of with the loving kindness, generosity, compassion, wisdom? So like that, to a higher level of vibration or the higher level of understanding. Knowledge not enough for this. That is the important thing we have to understand. That's why we need some practice. Knowledge is not enough to develop the awareness. Knowledge will help you to know things, but developing awareness, bringing this possibility to actuality is the activation, is the action that you have to keep active again and again, again and again inside with the effort. So that is where the awareness becomes brush up. So just imagine that when it comes to the world, and everybody talk about the global warming. And through this human history, and many civilizations went through all up and downs with the nature. And still we are, able to survive. And out of this all lessons that we know, this everything connected. We know that lesson. From childhood to, when we read books and we know when we know the universe, even when we see the plants, when we see the animals, we know this everything connected. But how about, in the evening when you sit on your couch and start to watch the TV or, the news, or you spend time yourself, you think you are the one, oh, you separate from everything. That all that universal knowledge, forget about that. How about sometimes when a family situation come and have an argument, you think, oh, I am the one, you forget that connection. We forget. Everything interconnected. When the world is get more warmer, when the one side get more flooding, when the rain start to get more than any other time, then people think, oh, it's so global warming, we are the one who did the, we think, oh, that for the natural disaster, we try to, when it come in a bad way, we try to become so nice. We are so hypocritic, because when it is come bad way, we become so nice and we humble and we, take the plastic out, we go to paper. And so like that, we try to manage everything. Why? Because the heat is so high, and then the rain, and we don't know what will happen. That is not the wisdom. Wisdom is always, you don't going to play with the nature. When you become a part of the nature, you are the nature. Then there's no one to play. That means you cheat yourself if you do like that. So it's kind of like when no one around, when no one around the road, we sometimes don't stop, on the stop sign. It's not like that. When it comes to rules, fundamental ethics, we hold it to that. So that discipline, bring by the awareness. The surrender bring by the awareness. So for that, we need a kind of like a path to hold. That's why you need, in the beginning, you need a technique to surrender. So that's why when it comes to inhalation, exhalation, without giving a hard time, without bringing your logical mind, without bringing your ideas to it, just simply try to observe and recognize it. So that way, you are capable to get out of this, that the web we created through the experience. And once you understand that, once you get out of that web, you're not going to look at the life in a kind of like a struggle or the fight. Because when it comes to world, it's not even the now Western or the Eastern. There's no Eastern and Western world. There is only one world. Everyone, do the same thing. When it comes to world, the people have this crazy idea about this success. That is a kind of like a misunderstanding about life. Because the suffering is a part of our life. It is necessary. Remember that. Your failure is necessary for you. Your suffering is necessary for you. That the rejection, your pain is necessary for you. It is an opportunity. Don't think it as an enemy. Don't think it as a kind of like a things that going to come against you. No, that is where the growth going to happen. That is where the transformation happens. So otherwise, if you always go against suffering, you will never end this. So go against the suffering, go against the failure, go against the pain. It's the very nature of ignorance person. Mastering suffering, mastering failure, mastering pain is the way of wisdom. But from childhood, in this world, we are conditioned to go against the suffering, go against the pain, go against the failure, go against the blame, go against the rejection. And because of that, what happens? We always trying to maintain things according to that. And then that kind of lifestyle will take you out of a lot of possibilities that you have in front of you to become a better person. Because we trying to be good. When you are trying to be good, what will happen? You miss the life. You miss the opportunities. So when you miss the opportunities, and there's no way you can have the actualities. You can't bring something out of life. Just imagine from the very first day, if you try to be good for others, where are you going to end? Why? Because other people has their own way, and they go through always their own ideas, and they want other people to follow them, and they want other people to accept them, but they also come from conditioned mind which they don't see how it conditioned. But as a culture, tradition, family, and sometimes we bring that hypocritic ideas to the society to hold the people or the mind and keep them kind of like a very mellow, nice, sweet human being. And that kind of way is not the way of meditation. That kind of way is not the way of vipassana. So in the very beginning, through tranquility meditation, you have to come to the balance. So that balance means deeper inside you, you have to come to the balance of your awareness. So then why this awareness get disturbed? So the awareness get disturbed, you have deeper intention go against the suffering, failure, blame, negativity, so that kind of things. Look into that deeper yourself and question yourself. Do an experiment yourself. When you have that intention, very easily you're going to go to unbalance. So that's why this is a method that you develop, mastering suffering. That remember that when it comes to that, so the mastering suffering doesn't mean that whatever suffer that you again and again go into suffering and you accept it, you take it to you physically. No. The idea of suffering and the mentally that our point of view regarding suffering, we change. We take it as a part of our journey. And we take it, it is necessary to grow. In a very conventional life, As ordinary people, we know this, but we are not capable to apply it to ourselves when it comes to our own life. So then remember yourself so far in your journey that whatever the change happened, whatever the success came to you, it came through the suffering. So same thing happened within your deeper mind also. So look into your own life from today then to your future. Change the idea of suffering. Learn to accept it. I'm giving you deeper something to find the balance yourself, because otherwise by thoughts you can't get this. When the failure come, accept it, knowing as a part of it your journey. When the resistance come, accept it, harness with it, rather than go against it. Any situation come, take it, learn to get it in, let it in. And then you don't afraid for that. There is no fear, because otherwise, if you take it as a fear, something bad, what will happen? You start to make plans ahead, even for this life, even for beyond the life, for the next life, and sometimes you may do things thinking, oh, I don't want this kind of suffering in my samsaric journey. So that's how people wish. See, that you have a deeper, you focusing to the far away, even not for today, not for this life. You think how this suffering, or this failure, or this fear, I know need for my entire samsaric journey. So you start to build up barriers for your own success. So that's why, remember all the possibility, that remember the energy and the awareness underneath the time, the duration happen from possibility to actuality. So the possibilities always come. Possibilities always come with the fear, with the suffering, and even you can add anxiety, depression, that all these are the bad things that what we mentioned, blame. Those are the things that bring the possibilities come with that. The possibility never going to be there in your life with the kind of like appreciation, cheering, accepting, so comfortable, everything go right. It's not going to be there right that day. So then when you have the effort to carry this possibility to actuality, that the energy start to develop in you, and there the awareness arising. So awareness deeply is the key thing that ignite the energy inside. So in case if someone lose the energy, remember that if somebody, physically, mentally, if there is no energy, the very, very first thing, remember, lack of awareness. Lack of awareness. So then, rather than going to energy drinks, energy pills, So the very first thing, bring the awareness to, even for the physical energy, bring the awareness to you. Be mindful with what you do, and it will bring the energy to yourself. So in the spiritual practice, the same. When it comes to mental energy, if you develop the awareness, and that energy going to become more high. So when the mental energy going to become more high means that whatever the information you gather, it's going to become so clear, vivid, and you are capable to grab, not in a very narrow level of understanding. Your information, that the information you grab, you are capable to grab it in a larger scale. That is where the joy happen in you. Because now you just imagine, you now see this as a bottle of water, it's plastic. It's a very narrow level of information you gather. But when the awareness and the energies is more high, you are capable to see this beyond that, and the information carried by this going to become so bigger. So it's kind of like with the pure eye, when you look at the sky, it's a kind of like the stars everywhere. It's a little the stars. But how about you bring a big telescope, and then it's an electronic telescope, and then you start to zoom to the sky, and you see this far away, all the stars more clearly. You get mesmerized. Sometimes your mouth will open. What is that? Oh wow! Your wow mind going to come. Oh, wow! What is that? Why it happened? Because now you see the same star, but now it not happened to you. But so you bring up the telescope and you see through the telescope. Why you say, oh wow, why sometimes the whole night when you see it, with your pure eye, you feel sleepy, and by the time you fall into sleep. But if you start to, when there's opportunity, you see it. I spend some days whole night, watching the stars. When you see through that bigger telescopes, and your sleepiness disappear. That's mean the awareness going to become so, and the energy going to become so high, and the whole night you spend watching the stars, and you have the joy, satisfaction. So in day-to-day life, we always can't put a telescope wherever we go, we can't do that. But the best telescope, what I mean, your awareness, sharpen. Don't lose it, sharpen, and and then you will see you become energized. So that way, your moment by moment life going to become more meaningful, and moment by moment going to become more profitable, with the clarity inside. So whatever come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, it's become more sharp and clear with the larger scale of informations. And when you change that range, that frequency, because that now we in this conventional level, we get a very low level of informations. So what happened when you tune to that clear 100% awareness, it developed the 100% energy. When the awareness and the energy become 100%, what will happen? You get the information to the 100% to the bottom level of truth. That is what you need. That is it. There's nothing else. That because the very purpose of awareness, tuning to the truth. When the awareness catch the truth, from that point there's nothing going to happen. But if the awareness not find the truth, you will keep going, keep searching. Then see in this journey we say seekers. What we look, your awareness, why you sitting like this, what you look. You don't ask for food, you don't ask for gold, you don't ask for any other material things while you're sitting here. What you look for some informations. So your awareness look for something. So when people know there is a Buddha, people ran to Buddha. And what they ask questions, they ask informations. And once they get the right information, well, they liberate. So what does that mean then? That your samsaric journey means you go through wrong informations. Because if you get the right information, you liberate. So why you go to wrong information? Because your awareness is not sharp. Why? Because when the awareness and energy tune to the 100%, there's no way someone can block from the right information. There's no way. Anything that whatever you experience out of your pipe, organs, you will catch the bottom level of right information. So that's why getting to that, this journey we call this, purification of mind. Because once the mind purifies to the highest, it sees the truth. When the awareness tuned to see the truth, when the mind tuned to the truth, your journey complete. So it is not a after long journey, one day it's going to happen. No, there is a way that moment by moment you can live like that. Your life, living the clear life, 100%, that having the successful life mean your awareness tuned to the truth. So the meditation bring that ability moment by moment, and practice. So you can practice that. Don't think it one day it's going to hit your head and bring that door. No, by practicing you can do it. So that's why this training keep coming so far in in this human history. So you are capable. You are capable to experience something right now, right here, more than what you experiencing. So what is you missing? That's the question. That is where your change, that the gap, your liberation hold. What is, where it's missing? And why it's missing from you? Because sometimes we know two people come and they listen to both, and one get something, another one can't get it. Why? So that it's a deeper level of quality of awareness and energy. So then work with it. Work with it. So then in the very first level with your any action, tune to that and start to develop a very conventional level of tranquility state of awareness. You know, another way called, dishwasher awareness. It's a tranquility level, in a conventional level, so that this Japanese, tea ceremonies for the awareness, it's a kind of like something that you practice awareness, and you don't make any mistake when you go to Japanese tea ceremonies. And most of time, it's a mindful practice. So one time there was a Zen master, and another Zen master came. He was so into this these rituals and discipline, practice this, So they're having a tea ceremony. So this master took the teacup and start to pour it, and it start to go everywhere, everything mess. And other master, why you do this? This should not happen. And then the other one smiled and told, this is the barrier. So it's this conventional level. Being mindful, practicing mindfulness is nothing wrong. It is good. It is very necessary. It is good to maintain the life. We do it to get up, not to go into suffering. We try to escape the suffering out of this, all the mindful practice nowadays, to get out of the pain. A lot of people go kind of like think, oh, I go through, physical problems. I want to practice meditation. So why? Because I want to get out of the pain, and I want to have a good, healthy life. To what? Enjoy the life. So that's the purpose. It doesn't work. Why? Because deeply you have an idea to get out of the pain. It's okay, it's give a very conventional level of, but here, remember the very key point, it never going to bring the wisdom. So in the conventional life, is nothing wrong that you maintain it in a very nice way, but there's no way that you can, escape from suffering, pain, failure, those things. It's a part of it. So then remember, whenever the situation comes to you, this is the sutra you always have to remember. When the situation comes to you, remember, if you want to grow, if you want to become a better person, if you look for the transformation, take it, accept it, let it be. Don't resist that, don't go against it. It is very necessary for you. That is the key point. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. So your right palm on your left and neck, head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Swapatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathing, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens to the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavatachamehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjisami Idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.